So just when you think things might finally calm down just a little bit, we get some new tactics coming from these people. These are arguably some of the worst kinds because this is what you resort to when you don't have an argument to go with, which ends up being kind of the theme most of the times when it comes to dealing with people like the Kick Vickers. And what I'm talking about is obviously deplatforming. So what we're hearing is that the next big target, other than what they're already trying to do, I mean, they just got Rekieta taken down, at least on Twitter, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the big target is this GoFundMe. They want to take down his legal funding. And they've been kind of making sly jabs at it for a while. Mars Girl, who's been quite active, and we'll talk about it in a second, has been going on and on about how his mom likes to breed Great Danes and bought a big screen TV and talking about how Vic doesn't need this money. Shane Holmberg does it. Ron Toy does it. They kind of take jabs at it, try to get people to not put money into this. That's what they don't want because this is the war chest, and they won't be able to crowdfund like this, and that's what scares them. And from what I'm hearing is they're planning on trying to contact GoFundMe and take this down. And I'm sure you're going to see attempts on that. You're going to see a lot of tagging on GoFundMe on Twitter and stuff, and they're going to try to shoot at it and get it taken down so that all this money doesn't go to help Vic, which would be devastating for the case, for him, but a win for them for sure. This would be an A+ for them because, well, then they wouldn't have to worry about a long court battle because, you know, Vic would have to be pulling it out of his pocket at that point. And considering the guy doesn't have as much work now, that would be a problem, you know, because it costs a lot of money to go to court. I don't know how many people realize that if you ever had to deal with a lawyer, but you have to give them money right away through a retainer. We're talking thousands of dollars, and that's for something small. Something like this, I mean, you're going to go against Funimation and stuff. You probably have to give Ty Beard a very large retainer. So naturally, they want to get this taken down. These people know what they're doing here. I mean, they're experts at it. And sure enough, they managed to take down Nick Rekieta's Twitter account. You see Renfamous here celebrating it, who it turns out has a Discord full of orbiters. And it's pretty much an ops running Discord to get people deplatformed and taken down. She's quite the expert at it. She's been taking down people's Twitter accounts, at least, for the past 2 years. And it's just never going to stop, man. And I like how she's been going at. So Nick Rekieta has a new intern. The intern is running his new Twitter account. It's Archive Law, at Archive Law. She's going after that, saying it's Nick when it's clearly his intern. That doesn't stop. Even though she got banned off Twitter twice and used her alternate account. You know, it's nothing but hypocrisy coming from a lot of these people. But yet they did successfully at least suspend his account. He did appeal it. We're going to find out if he's gone for sure. Like at least, you know, about 7 days is usually the standard for them to reply to your appeal. And then we'll find out. I haven't had to do this yet, but I'm sure eventually Ren will get me taken down from Twitter as well. You know, then I'll just have my buddy start one in my name and do all the tweeting for me like a lot of people do. But, you know, none of these rules apply to the Kick Vic people. They don't get taken down. Twitter obviously is 100% biased because you can have people like Mars Girl literally sit here and retweet over and over again where people are talking about taking my Twitter down and my channel. Hell, you can even go over to her page and she'll give you instructions on how to take my channel down. Because this guy reported it, then this Joe guy comes in, and then she says, oh, this is exactly how you report a channel. And, you know, I remember the first time she tried to flag one of my videos down. She's like, I don't always do this, but please report this video if you have problems with it. And then, you know, you see her giving exact play-by-play instructions on how to flag channels. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'd love to see your report history. I bet you that thing's like 5 pages long. Probably 2 pages dedicated to me saying that I'm doing all this stuff when I just discuss what you're doing. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just discussing what you're doing on Twitter. And you're kind of a central figure in a big lawsuit. So this is news that people want to hear about. So I don't know. Like Twitter is not copyrightable. So anybody that types on here it's open for public discussion. It's in the terms and conditions. But, you know, hey, we don't like this guy. Let's get rid of him. That's pretty much the playbook of these people. And they're starting to go to another playbook. You see here, man, are we just running the alt-right glossary today? So they're starting to go down that path now. This is real desperate time. So now we're deplatforming. We're putting people into the extremist categories. You know, let's make them kind of subhumans, stuff like that. You've got the mainstream media about to jump in, and it's getting hot in here. And I would imagine that it's going to keep getting a little crazier. I mean, these people literally went after that umbrella guy's kids. They attacked his family, trying to get his kid's name so he can be reported to the CPS and stuff. I mean, these people are dirty. And it shouldn't be, you know, a shocking thing considering one of the allegations against him is to say he did a weird comment with a jelly bean saying, I ate Monica when she signed the jelly bean and he ate it as a joke, which a lot of people have pointed out that it might be a Dragon Ball Z reference, which would make sense because Majin Buu ate people after you turned them into candy. That could be the case. You know, I'm not sure. All I know is he got taken down for that. That was one of the biggest things that got him fired is, you know, a joke about a jelly bean. And, you know, so that just gives you that alone gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. So you can see here, SJW Spider-Man at it again. Looks like hashtag confiscate shitty legal advice Twitter is down. Okay, at YouTube, do that umbrella and yellow flash next. So here we go. That's the thing. So deplatforming works. So let's get rid of anybody that counters what we say. That's pretty much the goal there. But there is a bright side, kind of. It seems like people are listening to lawyers now. So Monica has not been trashing anybody. She just says, don't give the trolls attention, which is honestly what you're supposed to do is just ignore people. And then they just stop saying anything. Like, you know, I think that should be an obvious thing. And the biggest person, the guy who has a literal like box full of things he said. If you've seen that picture, there's a picture of a big table and literally like 22 pounds of paper with tweets that Ron Tohei has said about Vic Mignogna. And it weighed 22 pounds. Who does that kind of tweeting? Oh, Renfamous for sure, since she tweets 450 times a day. 450 times a day. This guy has 7,000 tweets. 6,000 of them are dedicated to Vic Mignogna trashing. And finally, his lawyer must have stepped in and said, hey, Ron, you need to be quiet because you're literally burying yourself into a big hole. I'm not going to be able to defend you. Probably said I won't defend you. It's not even worth the money because I can't do anything about your giant box of tweets. Like, why didn't you just be quiet? Because Ron here, if anybody is going to win the case for Vic Mignogna, it'll be Ron Tohei. So, you know, we're just going to do what we can, right? But if you want to get a hold of Nick's intern, like I said, it's at Law Archive. Archive Law is the name. LAWARCHIVE. That's the Nick Rekieta firm intern. That's how you find announcements from the law offices of Rekieta. And yeah, I wanted to give you guys that information because I know a lot of people followed me. He had like 19,000 followers on Twitter. And it's all gone now. 19,000 people gone. So that is a big blow. I mean, I have a Twitter account. I try to be a little bit cautious on there because, you know, I've got like, I think 8,000 something followers. And it is good if you have a YouTube channel, you know, you want some advice for a YouTube channel. The Twitter is kind of a necessary evil in some ways because, you know, you can share your videos on there. You can, you know, use hashtags on it. And you do get some views off that. It's a good way for your channel to get discovered in a lot of ways. I definitely would recommend it. But, yeah. Anyway, a lot of craziness going on. A lot of deplatforming going on. Hopefully, you know, they won't be successful. We'll see what happens. You know, there's literally nothing we can do about it. And the papers are stacked against us when it comes to these companies. So, Yeah. Anyway, I did get a P.O. box. It's now in the About section. A couple people have asked me for it, so I'm going to try it out and see if anybody ever wants to send me anything. It's there. You know, it's just up to you if you want to do anything with it. And, you know, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Check, you know, because Twitter and YouTube has been making people unfollow and desubscribe, which is really weird. I don't understand why they do that. If I subscribe to somebody, it's because I want to watch their content. You know, I like to have a good amount of content roll through my sub box. So, I mean, it's ridiculous, man. But anyway, check all those things. Check out the links in the description, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.